3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1151. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support and helping me reach 300 subscribers at this time, as well as your presence during this reading. So right when I just now started talking, I saw the number 123 on the timer, and if you've been around for a while, you know that this number is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It does feel like trust in general is a significant topic or feeling here, so maybe it's important for you to trust yourself, have a little more trust in the universe or whatever higher power you believe in, or a little more trust in a certain situation or a certain relationship. And having this trust is about making you feel confident and not unsafe or safe or secure or insecure, just to help with discernment in terms of what should we trust in here. But moving into interpreting 1151, there are 3 ones in this number, and the number 1 for me is about having trust and faith. That's part of the reason why I said that trust in particular feels significant. Maybe you need a little more faith too, but trust so you can feel confident feels like it might be a little more significant than having faith. Like, it feels like it's more about trusting what you already know and not having hope about what could be. You know, it's not really about hoping for the best possible outcome or something good. It's about trusting the good feelings you're having, it feels like. And maybe they're not good feelings. It really just depends. But like I said before, the trust and the faith here is to help you feel confident. And maybe it's because you need to, or you could really benefit from showing up in a more confident way for yourself, for someone else, in a certain situation, a certain relationship dynamic. You may need to really stand firm here in who you are, what you believe, what you feel, what you know, or whatever it is. There's really something here about having trust in your own confidence. Don't second guess yourself. It's okay to question yourself to make sure you feel confident, but don't overthink it, is what I'm really trying to say. And I just saw the number 432 on the timer, which is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. This is really starting to feel guided. Maybe you're coming across this reading for a reason. Moving on to the number 5. This number is about change and transformation. So maybe there is a significant way for you to heal or to grow or express yourself or there's a significant change that is being made or needs to be made outside of you in a certain situation or relationship or something. Just the idea of change here and transforming feels significant, and it's somehow connected to the need here for you to have trust and faith in yourself, in your confidence, and you truly, whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever your gut is telling you. This definitely feels like this reading is about a specific change that is important. Whoa, I just looked down at the timer and I saw the number 555. What a massive confirmation there about an important change. Maybe there's a huge perspective shift here, maybe a big change in your belief system, or, like I already said before, a big change in a relationship or another situation that is significant here. Adding up all of these numbers, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, plus 5 is 8. And the number 8 is about loss, and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. The idea of loss actually aligns pretty nicely with the idea of change. Maybe there's a part of yourself, or who you thought you were, that you're letting go of, or a relationship that it's time to walk away from, or a situation that it's time to walk away from. Even if the loss is difficult, the sacrifice is important. And I find it interesting that I felt called to specifically use the word sacrifice. It's really making me think of the Hanged Man card, which really is all about an uncomfortable sacrifice, maybe being in an uncomfortable position. Are you stalling in some way? I'm pretty sure that the Hanged Man card has the number 12 on it, and 1 plus 2 is 3. And the number 3 is about expressing yourself, communication, healing, and growing. Overall, this 1151 has been a powerful message for you to really, really have trust and faith in yourself, the universe, your path, whatever you feel called to do, whoever you feel called to invest in, or whatever you feel called to invest in. There is definitely a significant change here, a significant loss or sacrifice that you have to, or that you're really being encouraged to trust yourself on, and to have faith in your ability to discern what really is the right thing to do here, the fair thing to do. I feel called here to encourage you again to have trust and faith, especially in yourself and where this change or this loss is going to lead you. There are lots of cards on the table. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. These are cards that I made and wrote on myself, and these are a deck of index cards that I also made and wrote on myself. And I am going to start this reading off by drawing out one of these tarot cards to get more detail into, what we've already talked about with having trust and faith in some sort of loss or sacrifice or change, or something else that we haven't even talked about yet or touched on. I want to shuffle these cards first before I draw one. Let's take. Do I want to take two? Oh, I pulled three. I definitely don't want to take this one. This one. And this. I'm going to take this one for sure. And I have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And on this card is written, well, what I wrote was bad karma, no hope, control, fear. Upright, it says faith, good karma. What does it say? Out of your control, big move. But this card did come out in reverse, which I personally wouldn't think that is a card you would want to see, which you might already tell why based on what I've written on the card. The Wheel of Fortune does have the number 10 on it. And the number 10 for me is confirmation of the presence of your spirit guides and how much they really want to support you and communicate with you right now. And a specific message coming from them really is to have trust and faith, because 1 plus 0 is 1. And for me personally, I find that very validating. I hope that you find it very validating if it's helpful for you, or, yeah, we'll say if it's helpful for you. This Wheel of Fortune in reverse makes me think that it really does feel like a sacrifice. Like, it's not easy. It's also possible that you feel like maybe you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, or like there's no matter what you do, you're going to lose someone or something. Maybe that's why it's important for you to have more trust, especially more trust. Faith is useful and helpful, but there's more focus here on having trust. Trust in whatever you decide to do, whoever or whatever you decide to let go. And if you really are truly feeling indecisive, give yourself the space and the time that you need to really think about it and come to a conclusion that feels honest and fair to you. Or at least fair enough, with the possibility of their, feeling like no matter what you do, you're going to lose someone or something. Maybe this change is bringing about negative feelings, frustration, sadness, numbness, and it makes it even more important for you to really think through this decision and to find closure. Like, when you come to a conclusion, to a decision, make sure it feels like closure to you, like finality. If you still have questions, concerns, don't ignore them. Maybe even use your voice and try to communicate before making a decision. I'm also noticing that this is a major Arcana Tarot card and not a minor Arcana Tarot card, and so this really, really reinforces how big this change, this loss, actually is. And I very much encourage you to move through this with grace, by being patient and understanding towards yourself and whatever situation you're being faced with right now. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed with anxiety or just emotions, take a step back. Get those feelings out. Express whatever you're feeling, whatever you're afraid of, so you can clearly and really, truly understand where the confidence will come from. Which decision will make you feel more confident, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and draw out one of these cards from this box over here. Interesting. On one side we have yes. On the other side we have maybe. I just saw the number 543 on the timer. I believe that's the third sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It seems like the maybe here is pointing to the indecision. I just saw the number 555, confirmation of change. I'm also feeling like I want to say confirmation of trust. You feel indecisive, hesitant for a reason. Don't rush into anything if you don't have to. The other side, with the yes, feels like, I don't know, did you have a yes or no question coming into this reading? Maybe this is just affirmation of what you already know, what you already feel, what you already believe, what you already want to do. Let's draw out one of these index cards now, which will be the last card that we draw for this reading. Let me shuffle them a little better. If I could get them, grab them properly. Okay. The card just flew out on the floor. I'm going to take it. That's the one I'm supposed to take. This card says zombies. Very interesting. Give me 1 second. This zombies card makes me think of people who feel a little dead inside, you know, move through life, like going through the motions like a zombie, you know. Pretty sure you probably have heard of that comparison or analogy or metaphor related to people and zombies, and how sometimes you might feel like a zombie or other people might remind you of zombies, just mindlessly moving through life. This could be a warning here for you to not choose blindly. Or it's confirmation of how you feel about somebody else or some group of people that just is not as intentional and aware as you are. This reading comes across as a little bit vague, but usually when that happens, I trust it's because your own intuition is picking up on something, and maybe these cards, these messages resonate in a way that I haven't even mentioned yet. And that really, really does make those messages about trusting yourself even more relevant. What does this Wheel of Fortune in reverse mean to you? The idea of bad karma, control, no hope, fear. I did feel connected to the Ten of Wands, which is about releasing a heavy burden. It may be a painful ending, but it's also, in the long run, going to be worth it. Pain is only temporary. Well, if you choose for it to be and allow yourself to work through it and heal. I feel called to encourage you to not make a decision out of fear of feeling pain. Because, like I just said, that's only temporary if you allow for it to be temporary. Maybe there is an emotional or fearful barrier here that is making a decision harder than it needs to be. So again, really process and express and feel through how you're feeling right now. And don't rush into anything if you don't have to. What does this yes mean, this affirmation? What do you need to be affirmed for you right now? And what does the idea of zombies mean to you? Is this a warning? Or is it confirmation for you to distance yourself from people who just don't move through life as intentionally as you do? Overall, this reading has a very strong reading, calling for you to have trust and faith, especially in yourself and your confidence, whatever makes you feel confident rather than fearful or safe, There's very much a significant change here, a significant sacrifice. So it's possible that it is in no way what's that saying? I'll just say is not easy at all. And it's okay to acknowledge that and to have grace for yourself during this difficult time, with this difficult decision. Again, do not rush if you don't have to. Give yourself space and time to breathe, to really, really think it through. And if you feel like you're on a crunch for time here, use your time wisely. Something here is being affirmed for you. There's a warning or confirmation for you to distance yourself from the wrong people, or the right people, depends on how you're looking at it, really. Yeah, it really does feel like the main message here is to take your time and to be patient and kind to yourself right now.